Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today we're going to be setting up the month of March in our planners. Got some watercolor options here ready to go, as well as some washi tape that I may use, and these sticker books which I'll pull from. So this month I decided that I wanted to do something related to rain and kind of rainbow for, into the rainbow, St. Patrick's Day type thing. Just kind of mix those two together and make that work for March. I do like to keep my monthly layouts very seasonal, so I just thought that would be a fun one to theme out for the month of March. I also have recently went to Daiso and I saw this super cool washi tape that looks like clouds, and I fell in love, so I picked it up. I also have another roll in pink. I got this at Daiso, like I said, so if I can find the link, it'll be down below in the description, but sometimes it's hard to find things from there. It's kind of like finding things at the dollar store. Sometimes they're on their website, sometimes they're not. So anyway, but I found that, so if you have a Daiso near you, go check it out. You might be able to find this washi tape if you like it as much as I do. So that's where the starting point began, because I really liked this idea of these watercolor style clouds with the washi on the top. And then I thought, well, I'll pull in some other colors from some of the sticker books and maybe make a rainbow of rain. That was the idea, at least. So I'm going into all the books I can think of that have kind of those rainbow theme stickers in there, and I started with the Happy Year. It has a whole page of themed out rainbow stickers, which I showed earlier, but they're on a blue background, and that kind of wasn't my favorite. As you guys know, I don't like to have stickers that don't have clear or white behind them. It makes things a lot harder to mix up, and just don't like that outline of blue. It's just a thing I have. I'm just not a fan. So anyway, I will pull a few of those stickers, but not a lot. I just really like the rainbows from there. And then I also have the watercolor hearts that I've been kind of on a trend with lately in my spreads. Really love those from the get-go and recently rediscovered them in my sticker books. I'd kind of forgotten about them. So I thought that that would be really cute to re-emphasize the rainbow and pull those in. So I'm going to kind of do that where they're like trickling down in a rainbow. So that's the idea. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do with those empty boxes there at the bottom and what I'm going to do at the top as well. But for the bottom, I'm playing around with these 3 rainbows, maybe kind of layering them. That looks kind of cute, so maybe we'll go with that. I also have these clouds that I was thinking about putting over top. I didn't like that, so now I'm going to bring in that second washi I pulled for the spread. It's just kind of like a subtle black dot with a little bit of color mixed in, just kind of random color. So I thought that worked well with the rainbow theme. Gave a little bit of black, some texture, but also wasn't too distracting since I have a lot going on with color. So I'm just going to lay that in on a few places, kind of stagger it across the spread, and then see if I can find some stickers now for the sidebar. I'm not sure if I want to keep the color scheme going in like pink, red, orange, yellow, going from left to right, and each day kind of being a color, or what I want to do there. So I'm just kind of looking through my book, seeing what I have. I'm trying to figure out how I want to make this work. I also pulled that Live Life in Color quote near the beginning there from the Happy Quote sticker book. I think that's the only thing I pulled from there, if I remember correctly. The rest is mainly from the Happy Year for the like rainbow theme stuff, and then the hearts from the Planner Basics Mini book, and then these colored boxes for the monthly days I'm going to be pulling from the Rainbow Mega Pack. Some of these are books that are really hard to find links for, so I will try again, like I said, to put a link in the description for everything that I'm using here if you're looking for something in particular. But you know, some of these books are so old that they're not being carried anymore, or they're sold out, or so just sorry if the books are old enough that you can't really find what you're looking for. But I do try to provide a link if at all possible. So as I was going through, I decided that I was going to pull this same kind of monthly box with the hearts, one for each vertical day, so that I would have that splash of color mixed throughout. I've been using my monthly for memory planning. I've been actually writing in something that happened every day. I guess not memory planning, memory keeping. Because I've been writing something in every day that I've been doing just as a way to kind of, I don't know, make the days seem less routine, less blended into each other, which it kind of seems like it is these days. So it's been going really well. I've just been doing a black pen, really simple, nothing too crazy. This last month, I'm kind of working on trying to do different lettering styles and what have you. I think for March, I'm going to try to just kind of keep it a little bit more simplified, let the color kind of do the work, and leave some more white space. I really like the way that things are turning out, but there's not much white space, so it's kind of hard to focus on things on a specific day. So the idea will be to bring all of the days together in a more simplified format and give a lot more white space. I think bringing in these boxes will kind of just help bring in some color and some fun, and also kind of keep me contained on some of those with the white space, like I mentioned. And just trying to figure out what I want to do here in the sidebar. I have pulled a couple of pink stickers. I kind of feel like it's way too pink now, and just second guessing those choices. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pull in another one of those heart boxes here, even though it's not on the actual spread, kind of repurpose it so that it all ties together but isn't too distracting. I also pulled in that umbrella a bit ago from the Happy Year sticker book. That's where I got the rainbow, and it also has that blue background. I'm going to try and figure out how to make or camouflage that blue outline on the spread using some watercolors. So I actually tried to see what texture I could get out of the watercolor creams that I have pulled for this spread, and that's why you see some blue there already on the tin. But basically I just wanted to make sure that I could get it so it wasn't too wet and the page wouldn't bubble up or curl, because this paper is not made for water-based media. So I'm going to try that. I'm basically just using that crayon, which is a watercolor crayon, can be activated with water, and then just putting a tiny bit of water there just to smooth it out and kind of make it look a little bit more watercolor. And I'm just using my water brush pen to add the water there in droplets, just makes it a little bit simpler. And like I said, just trying to keep it pretty dry, I guess is the right word. I just don't want it to be too wet when I put it on the page, but I also want it to smear around and not look like a crayon. And I kind of like that. It just simulates somewhat the clouds that I have at the top. And I'm just going to try to figure out how to cover over the inked in lines, since it's a little bit weird over top with the watercolor. So while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and lay in the washi tape at the top and then trim it out using my slice precision cutter. This thing is one of my favorite things for planning. It just makes cutting out things from on top of the page and in small crevices like this. Really easy, you can just draw with it like a pen. I love that about it. I'm just going to trim up the washi to the edge of the page. And I wanted to see if it had leaked through that blue watercolor, but it did not. It just kind of softened the page a little bit, but it did not leak through. So I think once it sets in my planner for a week or two, everything will kind of flatten out and it'll be just fine for planning. So I'm starting to move things over, and as you can see, that blue background definitely helps camouflage the blue outline of the umbrella, which I kind of like. I wish that the blue was a little bit more defined though, a little bit more like the clouds above, but I still am happy with the fact that it was able to camouflage that blue outline. It's not a favorite of mine. I'm also starting to move over some of those box stickers and adding in hearts that I had pulled, those watercolor hearts. And I only pulled one of each color for the wax paper because I didn't want to have to move them over multiple times, but what I think I'm going to do is just kind of create a trickle, like a rain trickle of hearts cascading down the page to a certain point. So that's the plan, at least. And I also went back in with that watercolor cream pen from Brie Rees. I got a set of those from Joann's a while back, and they're really great for kind of creating watercolor effects on regular planners because of the thickness of the cream. You can kind of spread it around like a crayon and then, you know, manipulate it with a little bit of water or even just like with your finger and make different effects. So those have been awesome for use in a planner. And now I'm just moving over more of those items, the washi tape, the boxes I pulled, and the hearts. And as you can see, I'm kind of going for that rainbow effect across the page, so I will be following that lead all the way through with the hearts and just kind of haphazardly adding them to the page, more dense near the top, and then kind of letting them flow down as they get closer to the middle bottom of the page. So this is basically the last step here in the building of this spread. I think it turned out really cute. For a moment I had thought maybe I would actually hand draw these in, but I think using the stickers is good. I have had these stickers for forever, and so it's just fun to use, and I don't have to worry about finding the right color schemes. They all match up with the Happy Planner stickers, so this makes things a little bit easier. I'm also trying to vary the hearts that I'm pulling for each day so that they're not all the same style right up next to each other. Just gives it a little bit more of an organic feeling. Also kind of twisting them and turning them a bit too so that they're not all coming straight down. And I'm trying to make it too so that they're not too much on the writing space, they're not encroaching too much, so that I can write around them. And like I said, I'm going to be adding more white space, I think, this month in my writing of each day, so should be fine. But yeah, that's just kind of what I was intending, to have more white space, and trying to be mindful of that as I put in all of these stickers. Once I get all of these hearts in, you guys, we will be done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye!